Why do so many people stay in relationships that leave them feeling drained, unheard, or emotionally safe? Is it love? Is it loyalty? Or is it fear of starting over, being alone, or believing you deserve better? In today's episode, we are unpacking the reasons people remain stuck in unhealthy relationships and how healing can help you make healthy choices. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Obedike Amarachi. You know what we do here? We talk about anything and everything concerning mental health. Today in the studio, I have a very beautiful guest. I have Miss Ruth Onye Honor. She's a customer relationship manager. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you too.
You're welcome. So today, our topic is stuck in unhealthy relationships. Is it love, loyalty, or fear? So, many people know they are in an unhealthy relationship, yet they stay.
Yeah.
So, coming from a psychological perspective,
Yes.
what makes it so difficult for them to walk away?
Okay. Just like you introduced the topic, you asked if it is loyalty, love, or fear. I believe it's fear. I don't think it's loyalty. Fear of the unknown. Fear that if I leave this relationship, am I going to get a better person? Fear that this is the only best person I could ever be with. Fear that they have used that relationship to define themselves. They let that relationship define themselves. So yeah, it's from a position of fear.
Okay, so you're saying the psychological perspective is fear.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by using the relationship to define themselves?
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay. So you'd have a lady and a guy.
Yeah.
They meet themselves, and then they get lost in what they call love. And then the lady loses herself, especially for people who haven't, they are not self-aware. They don't have an identity, a self-identity. They've not defined themselves. They've not defined themselves. They don't have self-love. It is very easy to lose yourself because you've not discovered who you are. You let another person control what you do. Like the person now defines what you do and who you are. So by the time you leave that relationship, you'll be lost, you're empty.
Okay, and then these people start to fall into depression.
Exactly, because they can't seem to find themselves again. The question starts coming. Who am I? What am I doing?
What can I do?
So unless except that person is there, that's the person that defines them. They use that to define themselves. And also, you also know that our society also has this thing, pressure they've put on women. I would choose to use women, that a man defines you. But that's actually not the case. A man doesn't define you. A man is just an addition.
So, would you say these things, like not loving yourself well enough, not being self-aware, could you say it starts in childhood experiences, growing up, not being loved well enough?
Yeah.
Would you say growing into adulthood now, would it affect this set of people and then make them now stay in unhealthy relationship that they know that it's not healthy, they know that they are not happy, they know that they are not getting what they deserve in the relationship, and they just stay? Do you see it's kind of connected to childhood?
Okay, thank you for that question. I would say yes. Our environment shapes our belief systems. Our environment shapes our possibility and sometimes even our outcomes. So imagine somebody who grew up in a home or where the parents are always fighting, the father is always beating the mother. That person grows to think that it is normal for a husband to beat the wife. So imagine this lady getting married tomorrow and the husband is beating her. Yes, it's hurting her. But to her, anyways, my mother went through it. She never fought back. She didn't leave the marriage. So I think it's normal. Every marriage, I think in their minds, it is the same with every marriage. Unless that person is now shown a different mirror of possibility that it's not true. There are other marriages that the husband doesn't beat the wife. Okay, I'll even give you an example. I had this friend of mine that was talking to me and was telling me about a lady he dated. And so the lady just came up and was like, she doesn't like him. In fact, she broke up with him because he wasn't beating her. It's that she feels he's weak. He's weak. He's weak to her. So that she doesn't like such men.
Being loved, you must hit her.
You know, the pattern of love or relationship she had been in, they are always beating her. So psychologically, it has affected her. That is now what she has seen as her normal. So unless she heals from that, that's always what is going to be her normal.
So from childhood experience, there are ladies who are just angry at men. They do not want to have anything to do with men, and they avoid men. There are some that just see that you must be very, very submissive to the extent a man has to beat you.
Yeah.
Now for the male, they feel to show your power to a lady, to tame a lady, you need to hit her. To show her that you're in authority, you need to constantly beat her as a reminder.
Because that's what they are seeing, probably in the environment where they grew up.
So where is the line between fighting for a relationship and staying in one that is harming your mental health and emotional well-being? When do you get to
draw the line?
Draw the line, yes.
Okay. I believe in fighting for a relationship when you know that it is worth it. First question I would usually ask is that relationship worth it? Is it worth your time? And also, are you mutually, are the both of you interested in this relationship? Because the thin line between fighting for a relationship and now, I've forgotten the line you used.
Staying in one that is harming you.
And staying in one that is harming you is that the both of you are not chasing the same goal. You are not invested, both of you are not invested just as much as you are. In the one that you are fighting to stay, you are the one who is invested. But in situations where you are fighting for the relationship, both of you are invested in fighting for that relationship.
So that one is healthy.
Yes, that one is healthy.
Okay, but the one that is constantly making you question your
self-worth,
questioning yourself in a lot,
and you having to walk on eggshells,
being careful not to make mistakes. So that one is not good for your mental health.
It's unhealthy.
Oh, okay. So for someone who feels trapped by love, loyalty or fear, what practical steps can they take to rebuild their self-worth and make healthier relationship decisions?
Okay, I would thank you for that question. I will start by saying, just like you asked me, we've actually established that environment affects people. It makes them know, the possibilities they think of in life, it comes from that environment because that is what they've grown to see, and it becomes their normal unless healing happens by exposure. So now, first off, I would advise that if that person is exposed, good exposure is very helpful. Do not remain in the same environment once you know for a fact. In fact, sometimes people don't even know that something is bad. So I would thankfully we have the invention of social media. So although it also has its bad side, it also has its bad side, but then you get to see other possibilities, that there are other good relationships. So first of all, good exposure, like I said, good exposure. Then you realize that, this my normal is not actually normal. Something is wrong somewhere, and you begin to unlearn those behavior or those things that are questioning your self-worth or those things that are actually triggering fear in you, thinking that you are not worth it. At least you get to that healing point, and then you start finding who you actually are, because once you are now self-aware of the problem, and then you start finding an identity, defining yourself, who you are, and then you now walk to the point of self-love. Love yourself, because nobody would love you as much as you can. And I would usually say you can't give what you don't have. If you do not love yourself, there is no way you can show love to another person.
Speaking about exposure, for people that did not see their parents wearing fighting rather, or there was nothing to give them this mindset that they need to stay in unhealthy relationship to feel worthy. They need to be constantly beaten to be reminded that, I love you, that's why I'm beating you. But now they go into adulthood and they now have this set of friends that they tend to take advice from, because they feel, let's call it validation thing, because they feel like, okay, they're not doing well enough in the relationship, or they're just not doing something right, and say, let me just seek your opinion. Now, what would you advise them? Because for the ladies' part, there might be friends that are just jealous, because why would you be happy when I'm not happy? And they just give you crazy advice. He has to be doing more than this. But most of these ladies giving this advice are not doing anything. right? And now, speaking about relationship, aside from the opposite gender relationship, in terms of friendship, okay, same sex or even opposite, but not intimate kind of relationship where they're just there.
Cordial relationship.
Yes, where they're just in the friendship, but they're not happy in the friendship, because if they're out with that friend, he or she tend to speak low of them. And then, they laugh about it. But it's hurting the person that the thing is being said to.
Yeah.
But because you want to belong, you want to be among a particular setting.
Yeah.
You want to be seen as someone that moves with people that shakes. Yeah. You now have to stay. Like, did you have advice to give? Anything to say to this set of people?
Okay. Thank you for that question.
Oh,
I think being honest to oneself is very, very critical. First off, you actually mentioned that it actually hurts them and they feel hurt. So I think that's a sign of somebody not loving themselves. If you choose to stay in such a relationship because of self-validation, although I still understand the angle of, because you may have been used to the pattern of people speaking down on you, because at some point it becomes normal to you, like you just let it slide. So but then it's still hurting you, but you just let it slide, and it results to what's the word again now? Low self-esteem. The person inferiority complex. The person feels that, I cannot do this thing because my friend said this, my friend said that. So first thing is, you'd have to sit with yourself.
Know yourself.
Know yourself.
Okay.
Start genuinely loving yourself. Because someone who loves themselves will not let another person talk down on them.
So appreciation should be like an added advantage, not the main drive to a person. Like, if you love yourself well enough, somebody tell you, you look beautiful, you should be something I already know, but thank you for saying
Exactly.
Yeah.
Self-confidence, that's why self-awareness is there. You just have to know your identity, who you are. It matters, whether it's cordial relationship or platonic relationship or romantic relationships. Okay. It is very, very vital, because if you do not know yourself, you tend to lose yourself. Just like that saying, when purpose is not defined, abuse is inevitable. You can also see it in the angle of, when you don't know yourself, you let people abuse you because you don't know who you are. It's just like somebody, because you don't have what you're doing, and a friend just walks in, hey, please, could you escort me to so and so place? You don't have what you're doing now. You will stand up and you join the person because
it's not convenient
for you. You get. But if it's someone who has already, you have plans, you know who you are, you set goals for yourself. If somebody walks to you, you say, please, can you rent check with me? You get.
I think I need to work on myself a whole lot. Thank you very much. Okay. It's an honor having you here.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I've learned a lot. More added knowledge to myself. So thank you for
you too for having me. It's a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So guys, you've heard it, and I hope you understand that it's not healthy to be in an unhealthy relationship. For your mental health and your emotional well-being, pay attention to yourself. Choose yourself first. People might call it wickedness, people might call it all sorts of things, but you come first at the end of the day. So if you're in any relationship that because we cannot lie to ourselves at the end of the day. We have conscience, we have the silent voice that speaks to us. So you're in something, someone says something to you that isn't right, and then at your quiet time, you start to think about that, and you know that this is not right. If you're in that relationship and you cannot confront the person, first off to say, that thing you said so time, I don't like it, please don't say it to me again. You're scared of how the person will react and how the person will perceive you. Just know that you are in an unhealthy relationship, because friendship, you're supposed to be free to express yourself. You're supposed to be free to be yourself and not hurt each other's feelings. So check yourself today if you're in an unhealthy relationship, and also check if you are the unhealthy one, because sometimes we might be an unknown. So till next time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave a comment, and also don't forget to share. Till next time, I'll see you. Bye.